Danni and input cruising through the airwaves. Transformers knowledge blast that never caves. Reviews so sharp they'll cut through steel. In the podcast world, they're the real deal. Jumping in the deep end, swimming with the best. Danni's got the info and she never needs to rest. Input's got the passion like a roaring jet. Together they make a mark you won't forget. Dynamic duo, never gonna quit. Taking over airwaves, super lit. Transformers podcast bringing the heat. Every single episode can't be beat.
Wow.
Oh, Danny dropped out, so I guess it's up to me. It's me. It's that -PUT. I'm mobbing once again with Danny Double D. So sit back, prop your feet up, and listen to me as Danny Double D comes back onto your screen, baby. There we go. That was good.
Nice. Perfect. Welcome back to the State of the Transformers podcast.
Hope you guys are having a fantastic, whatever it is, week. It's been a week, right?
Yeah.
No, it's been a little under a week, but I hope you guys have had a good one, right? Right.
Heck yeah. Hope you're good. Everyone in chat, thanks for showing up. I know, Martin had a new nephew come into the world, so congratulations there.
Sick.
Yeah. What up, Big M? Constant. Yo.
Say what's up to everybody in chat.
Hey. Transformers Talk Raw. Woohoo!
So, if you guys don't know, this week we were talking about honest commenters for the Transformers fandom. Here's the thing with this episode tonight. Think of it as like a sequel to our honest reviewers episode and how important it is to find a reviewer and like a very honest reviewer that you can trust and stick with. As long as they're honest, that's the most important thing, right? You don't have to agree with them. They just have to be honest. So think of it as a continuation of that with honest commenters. So that being said, Dan, you want to dive into it? You want to get into it?
Yeah, I'll get into it. We did pick a few people just to highlight. Like I said, don't feel left out. I don't watch a lot of honest commentators. I only watch the ones that are telling lies so I can spend more money. But, I mean, we are highlighting some people we picked out. And then, yeah, if we didn't pick you out, no offense. We're just going to lightly touch on them and then, just open up the conversation, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's anybody that you want to, I guess, just like the honest reviewers, leave whoever it is that you watch that you feel is honest in the comments, in the live chat. So that way we could spread the honesty around. Like, I don't know.
TF Talk Raw.
TF Talk Raw. Transformers Talk Raw. You know what? I'll say this about him and his channel, his YouTube channel. He does have a Facebook group as well, but I don't do Facebook, or I should say Facebook don't do me.
On the Facebook. Sorry.
He's always willing to have a conversation with you. So if you have like a differencing of opinion or something like that, then what his video is stating or whatever, just leave a comment down there, man, and he'll have a conversation with you. He'll talk to you about it. He'll agree with you, disagree with you, whatever the case may be. And that's very important when it comes to anybody who does what these people do, is that it's what everybody does. It's a conversation starter, right? Mm-hmm. That's how ideas spread everything else, right?
The thing I liked about him too is when he was doing the Transformers 1 movie review, he's like, what I mean? I would have just ripped it apart and but I mean, there's parts I like, but his angle was very, like he actually enjoyed some of it, but like what he didn't like, he didn't just throw it under the bus. He really explained everything where he came from and all that, which I found just really in depth and great. One of the best reviews of that movie. If you're not checked out his video on that channel, on that movie, I would check it out. You get a real taste of like what the style he's going for, I'd say. Yeah,
definitely. And like the little screen says, don't settle for lesser Transformers podcast. Accept the best by fans, for fans.
Only fans. I love Transformers.
For only $2.99 a month.
All right, now this guy just got into recently. I love Chris Jam. I love his energy. I love his his stop animations while you're watching the show. But yeah, he just brings it in fast, energetic, and yeah, I believe that it's coming from the heart. He's not betting. He'll say whatever. Actually, usually.
Yeah, I agree. He throws his opinion out there, and like it, love it, leave it, whatever. But again, kind of like T-Talk Raw, he'll have a conversation with you in the comments, whether you agree, disagree, whatever the case may be with him. And yeah, it's just like I said, the most important thing is to have a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly where he is. He throws his feelings out there, and like them, love them, leave them. It's all your choice at that point. Keldios says we need more honest reviewers. I agree. I don't know if you saw the episode, but we did a honest reviewers episode. And in that, and in this one, if you know anybody who's honest in the community, leave it in the description or in the comments below or in the live chat if we're live while we're talking about this. And that goes for every week. If you guys find somebody that you feel is honest or whatever the case may be, they got one video, 1,000 videos, 1 million subscribers, 4 subscribers, doesn't matter. Leave it every week. Leave them every single week. That's what I'm trying to do, right? There you go.
What's up, Ronaldo? What's up, player? And then, yeah, I know this is another reason I didn't want to put too many of the people I was watching too. That I was kind of joking. I do watch some honest reviewers, but I just didn't want to overtread the same people as many times. But I mean, TF fan page definitely one dimension.
Yeah, definitely. TF fan page. I wouldn't say he's brutally honest, but he's very honest. He's very honest with his feelings when it comes to anything and everything Transformers. He's very open with his feelings when it comes to Transformers and stuff like that. Like I said, he's not brutally honest. He's not in your face with it or anything else. Mm-hmm. He's just a cool, laid back, honest dude when it comes to all of this stuff. And again, he'll have a conversation with you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he wants to be a fan. That's what I like about him. He wants to be a fan. I want to be a fan too. I know, it comes down to a lot of issues, but you want to enjoy this. It brought us so much joy at one part in our childhoods or not, so.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Ronaldo brings up.
Yeah. Ultra Megatronus.
Yeah, I mean,
Iconis. He's saying what's up to everybody.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Of course. Yes. Of course, I've only heard honest from both of y'all. Also, Super Robot Ed, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Dennis Moulton, aka Gotbot, are very honest, and they aren't concerned with majority thought, only what they think on something, and that's 100% truth.
Yeah.
About it, right?
Yeah, like I said, just don't want to tread over too many of the people that we did before, but yeah, because it'd just be the same. But yeah, that's our, we showed to one of them off to, and Dennis for sure, right? He loves to give his heart out.
Yeah,
he won't hold back. And there's one other person I'd like to mention too, and then we'll just get into the combo with the chat and ourselves. This guy, I mean, he really pisses a lot of people off. Blatant advertising. Go check him out if you want some real thoughts. He's a good boy. But yeah, other than that, yeah, no, it's hey Bill, welcome, everyone, welcome. Yeah, I know it's a tough thing. Like you said, people want to see more raw, more true, honest people out there, reviewers, right?
Yeah. And I want to go further than that and just say more honest reviewers, commenters. I don't want to say, I guess, like YouTubers in general when it comes to this stuff, because so much of this stuff gets so clouded because people just want to have, they want to get into the algorithm. They want to get good in with a company, stuff like that. And it really muddies the water for all of this stuff, because we're at a point now, where anybody and everybody can be a reviewer or a commenter and just throw your opinions out there on whatever it may be, right? But negativity is what gets the clicks. Yeah. And And then like positively uplifting companies is what gets the clicks, no matter what, right? So like if you're being positive towards like Mattel's new He-Man line or whatever, then the algorithm picks you up because you're being positive towards Mattel or Hasbro or Jada or whatever the case may be. So the purpose of doing all this is just to, put the honest people out there, because a lot of the honest people kind of get smothered by the algorithm because they're not really in like either boat. You know what I mean?
If they're not with the camp, the gatekeeping camp, and I saw some crazy comments from our last video, like, we need gatekeeping because it keeps people like, keeps people like down, it keeps people like in their place. And I was just like, wow, man, like I don't even want to approve that comment on my channel. Like it's like honesty. You can if you're on your own and being as honest as possible, like you can suffer, but you can still build because people like the honest opinion. But it can be damaging as like if you're trying to click up with people and all this, which is fine because it'd be better just to be yourself and other true people will get behind you. But yeah, as a YouTube growing thing, it can be a bit challenging, and people are intended like they lie to stay in a group.
Yeah, 100%. And they see, I feel like a lot of the falsehood comes from that they see, their numbers grow really quickly, and that's kind of that's all they care about. They want to get monetized real quickly. They want to start getting, essentially the toys paid for, right? That's all they care about is like free toys, and trying to get them as free as humanly possible, one way or the other, right? So, and I think that's what's paying, kind of paying it off. Or if you're using it to pay the bills, right, then you're kind of SOL, because like that goes back to what we were saying earlier about and T Talk Raw says here about the algorithm picking up positive. If you're positive towards a company, right?
It has.
Yeah. So, but the thing is like, that's quick turnaround, which, you see the results really quickly. But at the end of the day, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, when people aren't watching your videos or not checking out your channel or anything like that, because you've kind of burned out already, right? Because people kind of know what you're doing. They're kind of onto your game.
Yeah, it can be to your own detriment. Like as AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, like you can only go so far with that, and it becomes old hat eventually, and then you just become only that, and trying to up yourself every time, hating a toy, or loving a toy, and it just kind of feeds. You do become like your worst enemy at that point. It might blow up at the beginning, later on, but as you go, you can just get kind of like typecast kind of thing into one part.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll kill your channel real quick, because there's your audience may not see it at first, I guess would probably be the the way to phrase that. But then when they catch on, you kind of end up destroying either part of your audience or maybe all of your audience, and because it's almost like you turned your back on them, right? Like if you start, I guess, best, like a really good, I guess, like to give an example, I guess, is like if you start off as like a Bayformer channel, right? And then all of a sudden, that's what pays the bills because that's what's really popular at the time. That's the Transformers, YouTube algorithm. That's what videos are being, funneled to you. So you start off with that, and then all of a sudden, G1 becomes extremely popular, and you're all just like, screw the Bayverse, it sucked, blah, 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 or whatever. And then now you're just feeding into like the G1 stuff. The audience that you built is going to feel, very hostile, very betrayed, very that sort of stuff, towards you.
And then like Akana said too, I'll put it on there again. Like I know a lot of people, man, I really like their channels and they just their grind to 1,000. I know like Optimus Wilbur and all that, like great channel, great personality, but very raw, very like himself, very like, you know, just how those guys Scots do. But you know, it's just you know, it's slow grind for some people, and some people get discouraged. Some people like stop doing it. You know, a lot of people like that put their heart into it. Even in Jabil, like he's been on the platform forever, giving a lot of his real takes and all that. And it's just sometimes it's just a grind and a halt. Even myself, I've noticed that being too real or too much of yourself, like I said, is just that can damage like your growth, your image. You know.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother issue too. Is like, you know, terms and services or whatever, they can silence you real quick, right?
Mhm.
They can, you know, YouTube will say something like, "Oh, this video is inappropriate for kids," and then, you know, meanwhile, you know, Logan Paul has a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, well, he's getting away with it, but I
Mhm.
can't get away with saying the word shit, right?
Yeah. I
You
can't
know?
lick your toy anymore. You know, it's just like it's over for us. F algorithms. Yes, I would agree, but they are part of the system. They're part of the game. Howdy. Howdy, Jason.
But yeah, they silence you, you know, through your channel, by keeping you down. Essentially, they silence you, saying, you know, whatever words that you can use or that you can't use, or now you got to think of like different ways to get around, you know, the F word or this word or that word or whatever, you know. They silence you in that way.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
it's oh, go ahead.
Oh no, and it's just like yeah, like the reviewers, like people, like it's that thing that you know whatever is it called, like that bias where they're looking for their own biased opinion. Like they'll only look for like you know what they want to hear, kind of right. So if you're like giving an honest review and they're just out there to hear the good, the good, the good, or the hate, the hate, the hate, like you might get lost in the middle because you might have a little bit of both because you're giving your like true opinion, like oh I like this about it, but I also hate this, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Lack?
And that's the other thing too, is like, when you just have an open conversation about something, the internet has trained people to, basically anything that doesn't go with how you feel about something, that makes you a hater, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah,
that makes you a liar or a
yeah,
scumbag or something, right?
yeah, totally. And everyone's looking for that comfort, you know, bias. It just goes on and on sometimes. So it's tough, you know. And you want to be out there giving your opinion, but you can get persuaded to say something you didn't want to say just to stay in a clique, stay in a group, which we've seen many of times being on here for a long time now on YouTube.
Yeah, we're old. We've been on here for a minute, right?
Don't let the both fool you. Yeah.
We're walking around with walkers and canes on our YouTube channel.
Like,
We're doing pranks with walkers.
input will hit like 5,000. I'll hit like 10,000. We'll be like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, right. Oh, we finally crossed that 10,000 threshold, guys.
Favorite Canadian. Yeah, well, we're still Canadian. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, no, it's tough. Like it's very touchy, but I think it's a good thing to touch on, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely it is, because, you know, I've always kind of prided myself, when it comes to, my channel has just kind of been like very open discussion about whatever it may be, right? Like, if you agree with me, great. If you disagree with me, great. Tell me why you disagree with me. Tell me why you agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very open when it comes to conversation on my channel, because I want to know everybody's opinion. And you know, I've gotten lost in that kind of algorithm type of thing where people just, they come in and they swarm, and you know, they call me they call me a POS or whatever for dogging on like Omega Prime. You know, I'm like, I'm not dogging on it. I'm just saying, you know, like, it's Optimus Prime. Why is it a HasLab? That's bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
dogging on it, right? So that's essentially, like, I tried to kind of not corner the market on it, but kind of be that corner and try to have anybody who wants to have a discussion,
Mhm.
kind of have that safe space for them to have a discussion and fully know that I'm not going to attack anybody if you disagree with me, even if you come in hostile and hot. Like I'm very much know that, you know, if this was real life and we met up at a Starbucks, you wouldn't come in that hot and hostile. It's because you're
Mhm.
on the internet, and like I said earlier, the internet, for lack of a better term, has trained people to do that, right?
Mhm.
I'm very understanding with that stuff, so I've tried to create some sort of a safe space just to have a conversation, and that's kind of what we're doing here too with all
Yeah.
this, you know?
For sure, yeah. No, I'd say 100%. And like you've always been that way. Like I said, me and you, man, that's where we're good at this because there's a lot of things like we don't see eye to eye on, or don't. It's not like even that, but we just don't agree on some stuff. Or like I like stuff, you like certain stuff. We just have different tastes, even on different things. And like, yeah, we still always get along. We always have like deep, conversation about toys or, geek culture, stuff like that in general, so and we never get offended. I'm never like off the phone or off this thing like, oh, that damn input, he's gonna get it to him.
Dang on, man, he gonna get what he coming to him. I tell you what, man, you gonna dang on, man, you go down there, we're gonna whoop his ass. Tell you what.
Yeah, and like I know my mom, she's listened to you for years now too, from the old podcast, and she always liked your honest opinion, your openness. You're just are who you are. Like it's like you said, like in real life, if we met, you wouldn't be going gung ho like I'm gonna kill you over some waffled arms in the Starbucks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, right.
But online, you're like you got the torch, you got the pick. You're going hard.
Yeah, and I think that's really like a defense mechanism at this point for people. It's like I better lash out first before I get lashed out at.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we talked about the honest reviewers and the honest commentators here tonight, and a few episodes ago, is really because, like I said, the guys here tonight and the guys a few episodes ago, they will have a conversation with you in the chat about something, or their chats will have a conversation with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that's one of the most important things, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like Lax said, never offended. Yeah, absolutely not. I don't know anybody in my comment section, you know what I mean? So
you'll never offend her. You can put this transgender's genitals in a blender. Top competitor.
okay, keep going. Keep going. You need to be.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like you can't tell me some shit we don't know, and we're not here to be offended. We're just here to give our honest review. I'm trying to give as honest as we can in these live streams. I'm so happy we've had the response we've had in the chat. And I just like to see it keep growing and doing what we're doing, because we're here to put a different face on it. We've learned from mistakes from our old streams, our old videos, and everything, right? So
yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this: if you're gonna try,
hopefully she's not
try,
oh no. Sorry, Oracle.
if you're gonna try and offend us, you got to understand something. I was early 20s during Xbox's live's inception.
360 days.
Yeah. There's nothing you're gonna say to me that I already heard from a 12-year-old cussing at his mom because it's dinner time. You know what I mean?
Right. I know, and that's the thing. We've always, like I said, we're not out to hurt anyone's feelings in our group either or anything. But I like honesty. But the best jokes are the hurtful jokes. But I mean, they come from some just an angle of playfulness and funness. It's like that's what it used to be. People were stronger than everyone, not getting offended and just being more honest.
Right. Absolutely. And like T-Talk Raleigh says, in the live chat, he says, I got to get better because the people who listen to this, I got to say where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Because they might not watch it. They might be listening to it. So T-Talk Raw in the live chat says, at input, that strikes me as an overall societal issue. The preemptively be aggressive or to react first before fully trying to see others' viewpoint. Yeah. Absolutely. I totally 100% agree on that.
And Ninja Bill says a good thing. I get offended at people getting offended by getting offended at someone else's offense. got hockey. I still got hockey on the mind, child. But yeah, I love you, Ninja Bill. Thank you for that. And Oracle too. You read Oracles.
Oracle says, I used to work middle school and I had a job with the Southern car dealers. Come at me, bro. Yeah, that's right, dude. Look, you haven't seen scumbags until you lived in the South and dealt with the car dealerships here. Okay. And I don't mean like buying a car. I mean like behind the scenes, like advertisement and stuff. You haven't seen scumbaggery until you've dealt with that stuff. So,
No, for sure.
it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, Danny, what else you got to add for the people here tonight, man?
I don't know. Just like I said before, I don't want to overdo it, but like, yeah, we're just coming from an honest thing. We're trying to be as honest as we can from this. I'm so happy with all the people we've had in the chat lately for all of these. The videos have done better than I thought, and I think they still keep doing better. And yeah, if people ever have any ideas, I think we're going to set up a poll soon for vote on ideas, and then we'll do that once a month. Plus, we'll do the ones we're coming up with. And why don't you tell them about our next video segment next week?
So our next live stream on the State of the Transformers Fandom podcast, the #1 podcast in Transformerdom, unless you're talking about T-Talk Raw, then he's kind of like adjacent. Like he's like 1B. We're on A, right? Like we're running a race. It would be like, you know, like neck and neck, like photo finish type of thing. But yeah. But next week's episode is going to be getting older and collecting. You guys don't know, I just turned 40, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I know I still look like I'm 25 and sexalicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still got my natural highlights. No gray up top yet. And never will be, because I'll start dyeing that shit. I swear to God.
For sure.
Yeah, getting older and collecting will be next week's episode. And T-Talk Raw says, at Danny, well, you're getting, you read it because it's at you. I'm reading your.
We're getting Dev Cobra of today. Yeah, I mean, I knew that would fun. Thank God, or I'll just smash it with a mallet anyways. But yeah, I'm psyched. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how bad it is from the back. You know, hit him from the front, hit him from the back. What do you prefer? We'll see.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
40. I know what's his name's gonna be like. You're a baby, because that's why I love hanging around Ultratronus. He makes me feel so young, darling. I was just do like, oh my God, look at my skin. It's great.
Yeah.
No, I love you, Martin. All in good fun, and yeah, no, just like you said, big milestone for your input, and you know, thanks for everyone for being here as usual. And lots more to come next week. Probably be a longer episode because we're gonna really deep dive into like the age and all that. And like I said, look out for a voting thing on our channels as well for topics soon.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start doing polls on Danny's Facebook, my YouTube, and her YouTube channel, and Instagram, her Instagram, my Instagram. We're gonna do like maybe 4 to 5 topics, and then whatever you guys vote, you know, obviously that's how it works.
Yeah, we'll probably do that one once a month, and then we'll still do our other random ones in there. So
yeah, so we'll do a poll once a month. You guys get to pick the topic, and yeah, we'll start that here maybe the next 2-3 weeks or so.
Yeah, perfect.
Got a couple more topics to get through, and so yeah, next week is getting older and collecting. Are you worried about colonoscopies, or are you worried about your plastic crack?
I'm worried about my forehead, child. See you next week.
Thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure. However, we must now conclude the program. We appreciate your viewership and apologize should we have inadvertently disrupted your evening. Please do not take any offense. We look forward to presenting another engaging topic next week, and we extend our gratitude for your continued support.